This is the story of the covenant, or God's covenant with Abram, who became Abraham. Now, Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. From Ham came Canaan, and from Shem came Abram. Now, Shem was the father of Arphaxad, who was the father of Shelah, who was the father of Eber, who was the father of Peleg, who was the father of Reu, who was the father of Serug, who was the father of Nahor, who was the father of Terah, and Terah was the father of Abram. Now Abram married Sarai, and Sarai was barren, she had no children. And the Lord called Abram, telling him, "Leave your country, leave your people and your father's household, and go to the land that I will show you. And I will make you into a great nation, and I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing, and whoever blesses you will be blessed, and whoever curses you I will curse. And all the peoples of the earth will be blessed through Abram." Now, at the age of 75, Abram left Haran. He took his wife Sarai, he took his nephew Lot, their possessions, and the people they acquired in Haran, and they went to the land of Canaan. Now the Canaanites were in the land at that time, and Abram went through Canaan, and the Lord appeared to Abram and told Abram that he would give the land of Canaan to Abram's descendants. And Abram made an altar to the Lord at Shechem. Now years later, the Lord appeared to Abram in a vision, saying, "I am your shield and great reward." But Abram said, "I'm still childless, and my servant is my heir." And the Lord said, "A child coming from your own body, Abram, will be your heir." And then he took Abram out to look at the night sky, and he said to Abram, "Count the stars if you can." And he promised that Abraham's descendants would be as numerous as the stars in the sky. And Abram believed God, and the Lord counted it to, or credited it to Abram as righteousness. And the Lord told Abram, "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land." And Abram said, "Sovereign Lord, how will I know for sure that I will take possession of this land?" And the Lord told Abram to get a heifer and a goat and a ram, each 3 years old, and a dove and a young pigeon. And Abram took the animals, and he cut the animals in half, and he arranged the halves opposite one another, but he didn't cut up the birds. And then the birds of prey came down on the carcasses, and Abram drove them away. Then at sunset, Abram fell into a deep sleep, and a deep darkness came over Abram. And the Lord told Abraham that his descendants would be enslaved in a country not their own for 400 years, but that the Lord would punish that nation that enslaved them, and he would bring out Abram's descendants with great possessions, and that Abram would go in peace to his fathers at a good old age, and in the 4th generation Abram's descendants would come back to the land, because the sin of the Amorites had not yet reached its full. Now at sunset, when it was dark, a smoking fire pot and a blazing torch passed through the pieces of the animal, or the animal pieces, and the Lord made a covenant with Abram that day, promising his descendants the land from the river of Egypt to the great river Euphrates. And this is the story of the covenant with Abraham, or Abram, who became Abraham, from Genesis 12 and Genesis 15.